G'day guys, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, wherever you are, whenever you are. Welcome to a new Breakout Solutions Bitcoin Technical Analysis live stream here on a beautiful cold Monday night in the Gold Coast. We've got 7 people watching, amazing. Feel free to leave me a comment in the chat, ask me a question. Let's make this interactive, but without further ado, let's dive into the charts. So, Bitcoin closed another fantastic green weekly candle. If I zoom in, you can see the last week's green candle. Even though it looks like a bit of a doji, the bears are playing a little bit of a game with us. We did close a higher high, which is great. And this is why I do believe we will continue to the upside, with the next stop being around about $33,000. So some of the good things that we can see that the 50 period moving average crossed over the 200, the 100, and is now looking to crossed over the 50, and now he's looking to cross over the 100. So we've got some really good bullish EMA crosses coming up on the weekly, which is fantastic. If I do maybe put on the simple moving averages, there we are. We've got the 50 and the 200, so we're well above the 200 and well above the 50. So worst case scenario, if Bitcoin does dump down, look for support at 26,800, but I don't think that is quite likely. I do think we're going to be continuing to the upside. So let's have a focus on the daily, and we can see that the daily, we've still continued to remain in this bull flag, right? Bull flag, bull pennant. We were in a pennant for a couple of days. If I zoom in, you can see this was the pennant. Let me just remove this. So we can see we're in a pennant. We had a fake out to the upside, had that dump from the SEC fake out news in regards to the inadequate filing of the BlackRock ETF. And then we've had a bit of a bullish continuation today. Obviously, things are a little bit slow. We would have probably already gone to 33,000 if a New York Open had already occurred, but New York does not open till for another, I think, 6 hours. So we're going to have to wait for New York Open, and that's where I think we're going to start seeing a bit of movement, especially with the news of Gary Gensler possibly having resigned. So it's just rumors at the moment. There's no official confirmation. But if that does occur, him being the biggest bear for crypto, I would assume that that's going to bring positive light to cryptocurrency, and that's what's going to sort of set us off on this new trajectory. Now, why do I have 33,000 as sort of the next stop, even though I do think we're going to go higher than 33,000? Usually when you do have the Bollinger Bands, for example, the price action tends to peak out at the top of the Bollinger Band, and right now the top of the Bollinger Band is around 33,000. I can show you and point out previous history of us touching the Bollinger Band and then sort of having a bit of a sideways pullback. So you can see all these instances. The top of the Bollinger Band tends to be the height of like the next pushback. And because now the Bollinger Bands are contracting, I don't expect them to expand again. So you can see here, once we expanded, we just had a smooth ride to the upside. So I do expect the same thing. Price action will come down here, we'll consolidate, and then we'll have a pullback. And how far of a pullback do we have? I think we'll probably just come back to where we are now, around that sort of $31,000 to $30,000 level. Maybe grind it out here for a while, shake a few people out, thinking we're going to go back down to zero, and then move to the upside. So that's what I'm kind of looking at. But yeah, if once we do break this this resistance that we're at, I do envision us to get to some higher targets. And I have pointed these out in the past, but for those of you watching this stream for the first time, if we just pull a general fib from the top to the bottom, double click your fib, just make sure that the fib is on log scale to give you accurate reading. You can see that we have the 0.5 fib around that 32,680. All right, so only $300 shy of where the Bollinger Band upper band target is as well. So that's also interesting. We do also have this wick from back in 2022 right here. So that's going to provide some liquidity around 32,900. So we've got a lot of things pointing to that 32,700 and $33,000. Geez, I'm a bit dyslexic today, struggling to talk about numerals. But once we get here, I do expect, like I said, for us to maybe have a bit of a pullback. Let's have a look at worst case scenario. This is worst case scenario. Right, we'd be looking at a pullback back to 21,000. I don't think that's going to occur, but we do have the 0.26 right here at 27,700. That's definitely a possibility, but that's going to sort of definitely shake out a few people. But at the high end of this move, I still do believe is going to be at least this golden pocket right here between 39,000 and 41,500. Now, if all things do line up, yes, of course, we could possibly go to 50K, but let's not get ahead of ourselves. Let's just play it one level at a time. Let me zoom in now to the shorter time frames. Let's go to the 4 hour and let's have a look at a few things. On Market Cipher, we can see that the money flow indicator did come up and was heading back down, looking like it was going to have a bearish cross back into the red money flow. But I think this is going to support us. We might just go a little bit sideways and down from where we are now, because we can see that the stochastic RSI is a little bit overbought. So therefore, what goes up must come down. So we might see, maybe we don't break out today. Maybe we do break out a little bit later in the week, i.e. tomorrow or Wednesday, with a pullback on Thursday, which has been usually the bearish day in the calendar, Thursday. Just know that most things tend to pull back on Thursdays. It's not, it's not always the same each and every year, but it seems like over the last sort of 6 to 12 months, Thursdays have been the most bearish. So you can go back and check that out. Let's see if this was a Thursday. No, it was a Friday. Well, sorry, Friday my day, Thursday in the US. Let's go back. What was this one? That was Wednesday. That was Wednesday. Where's the next Friday, which is the Thursday? There we go. That was the Friday. So we had a bit of a pullback around that previous day. But look, at the end of the day, it's a bit like the moon phases, right? If you use moon phases to trade, it's not super accurate. You're just kind of going off a bit of voodoo and, certain days as well. Not that it's going to be consistent, but lately, like I said, Thursdays seem to be a little bit more on the downside. Let's zoom into the 1 hour. Okay, the 1 hour, we can see we've just been cruising on this trend line. So as long as we can remain above this trend line, things are looking good. If we do drop down, I expect this secondary trend line to hold support, hopefully at 30,300. And if I pull the fixed range volume indicator, we are basically at the point of control of this entire sideways range. Point of control deemed by this very bright red line. So you can see the price is currently hovering around there. We failed to break above the value area high of the range at $30,747. But worst case, if we do have a push to the downside, you can see that the value area low has maintained good support over the last week or so. So I would expect Bitcoin to bounce from there once again. That's basically all I wanted to cover, guys. As I said, I'm remained bullish. I continue to be bullish no matter what happens. Any pullback is a great opportunity for me to long or for you guys to buy, unless you are traders. So yeah, only more bullishness can come of this price action. We've, the biggest shakeout has already been completed. We grabbed all the liquidity below this wick down here with this one right here. So I think that everyone's got their positions. We just need a couple of more amazing news we just need a couple more amazing news just to tie in with the technical analysis, and Bitcoin will break this range. Let's zoom back out just to see if we can spot any other possible areas of rejection before that 30,000. It doesn't look like it, but if you guys want to just check this out, see how we had so much support here back in 2020, 2021. Support. Well, it ended up breaking down, but you can see why this area has been so difficult for us to break. Right, it's just been really, really difficult. We've been here for 7 days now. It's like, what's taking so long, Bitcoin? But once we do break here, like I said, I do think the next point is around here. And even if this doesn't stop us, which would be amazing, we can see that the next section would be up around here. This would be the next section that I'm looking at, which is just below the golden pocket. But I think because we will be so close to the golden pocket, we'll end up just hitting that golden pocket and then finally pulling back quite a substantial amount. Once we hit this golden pocket, I do expect a 25 to 40% retracement. I covered this in last week's video. I showed you guys price history of Bitcoin having its bear market bounce, getting to the 618 or the 786 Fibonacci retracements, and then dumping down more. We've got 6 people still watching, so I want to maybe keep this stream going. Do you guys leave me a comment in the chat if you'd like me to show you the percentage pullback of the previous bear markets, bear market rallies? Just type me a yes in the chat if you want me to show you. I did show it last week, but happy to show you guys again because there are 6 of you guys watching. Out of 6 people, it doesn't look like anyone's got a keypad. Pretty crazy. So I'm going to take it as a yes. So let's go back through history. All right. So we had the COVID dump, right? We had the COVID dump where we went to the golden pocket. Let me show you. Boom, boom. What was the 786? 786. Then we had a huge pullback, right? It was a bit unfortunate. It was a 71% pullback, but I do not believe we would have gone this slow if we didn't have the virus that shall not be named occur. So I do believe that right here, this bottom would have been the bottom if we hadn't had the COVID dump. So that was about 53%, probably more on the larger side. If we look at this previous Fibonacci retracement from this high to this low, boom, right there. You can see that once we hit the 786, we also did retrace. Okay, that was 38%, so quite large. Yes, Serena, thank you. Thanks, David. Thanks for getting your thumbs working a little bit. And let's do the next one. So this was 2011, 2012. You can see we got to the golden pocket. Once we got to the golden pocket, we did pull back. That one was 50%. All right, so maybe I was a little bit off. Maybe we can go as high as 50% retracement. So let's mark this out. Let's do a 50% retracement. Worst case scenario, we're going to go 50% from the $50,000 mark. So hopium. So 50% gets us, about that $24,000, $25,000 level, which was also the previous resistance that we had to get through before getting to where we are, and also now became support. All right, and let's look at 50% from the golden pocket. 50% would take us to about $21,000. All right, both scenarios is totally fine. On a macro, we would still be creating a higher high. But look, at the end of the day, this is what Bitcoin does. We're going to have a secondary bear market at some point. Okay, so this is just what Bitcoin does. It's going to hit one of these 2 targets, then we're just going to go sideways and down for a little while. We're then going to have the Bitcoin halving in April. Where's my vertical? April, where is it? April, there we are. So about April 15th, I think it is, halfway through the month, right? So yeah, I envision something like this. Boom, 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 boom. And then we're going to start our way to the exponential bull market. All right, that's basically exactly how it's going to happen. I'm going to keep this drawing here. This is how the price action is exactly going to follow the price. So yeah, this is what you have to look forward to. All right, I don't think I have anything else that I want to cover. I think you guys have got enough information to understand that I am bullish and price action should continue to the upside, bar any new wars being started. Gary Gensler staying in his job, right? Because we just had the fake news possibly that he's retiring, right, or stepping down. So imagine what the markets are going to do if we hear that it actually stays. It's going to be a bit of a fake out to the upside and then a crash down because everyone hates Gary Gensler and he's no good for crypto. So I expect that news, if that news was to occur, to probably once again dump Bitcoin the same way that we had the same or similar news the other day when he did say, or the SEC said, that there was inadequate filings from the BlackRock ETF. So if we hear that Gary Gensler does still have his job, we're going to probably see this, and then straight up back to the upside. All right. So beware that there can be increased market volatility, especially in this time when we are getting overextended, right, guys? We're getting overextended. You've heard me once, you've heard me twice, you've heard me 3 times. We have had a very good, decent run from the start of the year. I know you're like, oh yeah, but it's only doubled in price, but no other asset has really doubled in price, right? Bar maybe Facebook or Tesla stocks. But we're doing really well. And the thing is, what I really like about this run is we've had some good sideways trading, which means that we're building support for when we do dump. We're eventually going to have really good support levels to rescue the price. But at one stage, we are going to need we're going to need some. I mean, let's look at this. Okay, so last bear market, right, where we had the bull market, the mid bear market run. I mean, look at some of these dumps that we had in a week. These were just weekly dumps, 22%, 20%. And then we had the infamous COVID dump. That was 53%. So these huge wicks to the down, like these huge candles, they're not common, right? We had one just back here, but we are going to have a couple. We are going to have a couple, especially when we're in the bull market. You'll tend to have, these short pullbacks that get sort of bought up, but be wary that we are waiting for a decent pullback candle. This one alone, right here, this one was that one was 13%. What was that? Did I do that right? That one was 13%. So we haven't really even had anything over 20 yet in this entire bull market. From here to there, that was, I guess 20%, right? But in a single week, we have not yet had a bit of a collapse. The only thing that I do also realize I wanted to cover real quickly is the hash ribbons indicator. Oops, something went wrong. Please try again. Okay, that's a bit weird. Is it because I'm on the BLX? No. Okay. Let me try that again. Okay. For some reason, let's just go hash ribbon. Okay, very weird. Not too sure why that's not coming up. Maybe because I've got too many indicators. Let me just do that again. Hash ribbon. Okay. Well, I was looking at the hash ribbons indicator the other day, and the hash ribbons are looking to cross over. Hash ribbons overlay. Let's have a look if someone else has it. Something's wrong. Okay. I don't know what's wrong, but for some reason, TradingView does not want to bring up the hash ribbon. So let me quickly refresh the page. Now I'll do this one more time before closing the stream. Did go for 10 minutes over, so do apologize. No. Maybe I'm not even live anymore. Maybe I'm not even live because the looks like my internet is having a bit of a poo-poo. All right, guys, look, let's call it for the day. If you enjoyed this stream, make sure you join me on the altcoin live stream on Wednesday. We've been finding some absolute pearls. Let me quickly show you what we found last week. We talked about audio, we talked about helium, we talked about Cadena, we talked about Rocket League Pool. And since we talked about it, you can see that Rocket Pool is up 10% since we talked about it. We have Cadena that was, we'll just take it from here, up 13%. Helium, I've got to go to the lower time frames because when we spoke about it was at right here, $1.99. $1.99. That's up 21%, right? I'm still here. And then audio also up. Where this is a 4 hour, that was Wednesday, right here. We literally nearly got the bottom, right? So if you were watching me on Wednesday, around about here, right here, actually, boom, that's up 10%. So you got to watch the altcoin live streams as well, because I do find some absolute perler of tokens that have not yet run, because some tokens have run, right? Some altcoins have already run, so it's important to find which ones have not yet run, which ones have not yet broken their downtrend, all right? So please come in on Wednesday to check out the live stream and get your altcoins portfolio ready. Thanks for watching. Catch you guys next Monday for the next Bitcoin technical analysis video. Peace out.